In this video, we will see landmarks and information about the state of France. An overview of the ancient history of France. The Roman ruins in France are still a witness to the Roman tribes that inhabited France in the 50s BC, to successive wars that enabled them to control France, to witness periods of prosperity, and others in which weakness, ignorance and backwardness prevailed, as the feudal system was the one approved for governance and managing the country's affairs. The plague epidemic invaded France and wiped out more than a quarter of its population. France witnessed many conflicts and wars, as a number of royal dynasties passed through its rule, until Louis XIV came and developed French culture, arts and literature, so that the French Revolution came during the reign of Louis XVI, who contributed in 1792 AD, in shaping the initial image of the French Republic. The area and location of France and its population. France is considered one of the important countries in the European continent, due to its resources and strategic location. It is connected to its land borders with Italy, Germany, Switzerland, Belgium, Monaco, Andorra, Luxembourg and Spain. French lands extend over a total area of 643,801 square kilometers, of which water constitutes approximately 3,374 kilometers square, making France among the 50 largest countries in the world. The population of France, according to United Nations statistics, is estimated at about 65,424,082 people, as of April 2019, making France rank number 22 in terms of population in the world, and the average age of its population is 41.4 years. General economic information about France. France has a number of strengths that qualify it to continue its development. Tourism is among the strengths, but there are a number of facts that must be mentioned, including the following. 9. France annually receives many tourists, so the service sector covers 70% of the labor force activity in France. France is the fifth largest economy in the world, accounting for 1/5 of the Eurozone's GDP. France has 1/3 of the agricultural lands of the European Union, and it is the second largest exporter of its agricultural production in the world. The industry sector contributes to 19% of the GDP. The services sector leads the largest share in the gross domestic product, and employs a large number of qualified French people. The impact of the French fashion industry on the gross domestic product is approximately 1.7%, and thus it outperforms other important areas in France. The nature of the climate in France. France enjoys multiple climatic climates. In the west of France, an oceanic climate prevails, with cold winters and heavy rains, and in the summer the temperature is moderate to cold. As for the south of France, the Mediterranean climate prevails, where rain is rare, despite the coldness of its winters and the heat of its summers. As for central and eastern France, the continental climate dominates, in which snow falls on the highlands, and it is cold in winter, moderate in summer, with frequent precipitation. France is a global tourist destination. France aspires to receive 100 million tourists annually by the year 2020 AD, as France has witnessed an annual increase in the number of tourists coming to it, and statistics indicate an increase in the proportions of visitors from different parts of the world, and promotion plans are still active, and with them development projects and the development of infrastructure and public facilities, in addition to for the ongoing restoration and excavation work, and to support the establishment of projects that attract tourists, in the hope of raising the capacity of airports, hotels, and places of hiking and entertainment to receive the increasing numbers annually. General economic information about France. France has a number of strengths that qualify it to continue its development. Tourism is among the strengths, but there are a number of facts that must be mentioned, including the following. France annually receives many tourists, so the service sector covers 70% of the labor force activity in France. France is the fifth largest economy in the world, accounting for 1/5 of the Eurozone's GDP. France has 1/3 of the agricultural lands of the European Union, and it is the second largest exporter of its agricultural production in the world. The industry sector contributes to 19% of the GDP. The services sector leads the largest share in the gross domestic product, and employs a large number of qualified French people. The impact of the French fashion industry on the gross domestic product is approximately 1.7%, and thus it outperforms other important areas in France. Study in France. The Sorbonne University, with a prestigious international reputation, is the first university established in France, which still attracts students from all over the world to study in it, and various educational opportunities are available in France, whether in higher education or at the university level, as most universities have all specializations and a large number of training courses, as it allows universities for students to work part-time in them for practical training and to help prepare research and studies and work on developing them. And some universities allow distance study for their affiliates, as the French government has facilitated procedures to receive foreign students, and has established educational systems and specializations and curricula that meet their desires, and the French people welcome students and coexist with different cultures and races. The reviewer: was the article helpful? Yes, no. Study in France. The Sorbonne University, with a prestigious international reputation, is the first university established in France, which still attracts students from all over the world to study in it, and various educational opportunities are available in France, whether in higher education or at the university level, as most universities have all specializations and a large number of training courses, as it allows universities for students to work part-time in them for practical training and to help prepare research and studies and work on developing them. And some universities allow distance study for their affiliates, as the French government has facilitated procedures to receive foreign students, and has established educational systems and specializations and curricula that meet their desires, and the French people welcome students and coexist with different cultures and races. About the French language. In the past, tribal languages were used in France, so that each tribe or region spoke its own language, with the influence of these languages on neighboring countries, especially in the border cities in France. However, compulsory education since 1872 AD imposed learning the French language without using others, in support of the unification of the French and support they belong to one language, and today the French language sweeps most cities, while the movement of tourism and immigration contributed to the use of English and Arabic at times. The best tourist places in France in winter. You can visit France in the winter because the number of tourists is less, and the prices are low, and there are many destinations and events, whether you prefer the sea or the mountains, and the following are the most prominent tourist areas in France in winter. Annecy. Winter is the right season to discover the town, as the city has Lake Annecy, which is one of the largest and most beautiful lakes in France, surrounded by stunning scenery and white mountains. The Annecy region is located in southeastern France, only 32 kilometers from the city of Geneva. Surrounding a variety of activities, especially for landscape lovers, many walking and hiking trails can be done, and there is Mount Semnoz on the edge of the city. You can go downhill skiing and do other snow sports activities. Megève _ It is an area located near Mont Blanc, the highest mountain in the Alps, famous for its beautiful mountain architecture. And in the winter you can do many winter sports in Megève, such as evening ski tours, and the biathlon experience, which is long-distance skiing and rifle shooting tours in both standing and prone positions. You can also practice icefall climbing. A great team of specialists is in Megève to teach you how to climb the magnificent ice falls. You can try riding an electric scooter at sunset to explore the landscape of the city. Cassis. It is a region whose weather is mild in winter, located along the Mediterranean coast east of Marseille in southern France, and is a tourist destination surrounded by mountain slopes and wonderful beaches. You can take a boat tour or on foot to explore the city and the colorful houses around the port of Cassis. There are many adventures and recreational activities in the city, such as climbing tree tops and multiple water activities. You can visit the Cassis market and buy good local products, such as buying a souvenir. The beautiful coastal city of Cassis is a place famous for good restaurants, especially in seafood, at varying prices. Colmar _ The city is located in north-south France near the borders of Germany and Switzerland. The city is famous for many archaeological and historical monuments, as it contains an amazing variety of medieval and Renaissance buildings. And the colorful houses with half-timbered outer walls, and you can visit several museums in the city such as the Unterlinden Museum, the Bartholdi Museum, and the Toy Museum. If you have children with you during your trip, you can go to see the Statue of Liberty, which is an exact copy of the Statue of Liberty in New York, and you can taste many foods and vegetables fresh, and there are many different restaurants in the city, including organic and vegetarian, in Colmar. Menton. It is the sunniest region in France, as it enjoys a sunny climate, which provides it with more than 300 sunny days a year even during the winter season, which made it an ideal destination for tourists. Menton is located in the south of France near the city of Monaco and the Italian border, and it is called the country of lemons, because of its fame in the lands and citrus crops, and you can participate in the Lemon Festival that takes place every year in February, which lasts 17 days, and you can visit the Church of Saint-Michel, which is a historical landmark of the city, and attracts many tourists around the world, and visit the Jean Cocteau Museum, which contains more of the 1,000 writings, paintings, poems, films and drawings of the artist Jean Cocteau in honor of him. The Menton region is famous for its gardens. You can go on a tour in the Val Rama Garden, which contains several types of tropical and subtropical plants due to its mild climate, in addition to. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new updates.